We start with some injury news involving American defenders. Cameron Carter-Vickers, who's had a very good season with Celtic in Scotland. He's been playing with a knee injury, and he finally decided to undergo surgery. He's going to be out several months. And then we mentioned on our last podcast that Tim Ream had injured his arm in Fulham's loss to Manchester City. He ended up having surgery for a fractured arm, and so he's going to be out a while. So they're both going to miss the CONCACAF Nations League semifinal against Mexico, and then if the U.S. advance, they would face Panama or Canada in the final. They'll also unavailable for the Gold Cup. So that got us thinking about a U.S. men's national team center back depth chart without those two. You have people like Walker Zimmerman, Miles Robinson, Aaron Long, Mark McKenzie, who's had a very good season with Genk in Belgium, Chris Richards. So how do you see it at the moment?
I mean, I think if you have to win a game, and I know we're dealing with Anthony Hudson right now, I guess for the foreseeable future here, I think we'll actually see the pairing that initially we were so excited and thought we were going to see when it comes to Zimmerman and Robinson. Now, keep in mind that the last camp, when it comes to defenders that were called in, Serginho Dest. All right, so Walker Zimmerman, Matt Miazga, you mentioned Aaron Long, these types of players. Yeah, I mean, I think that there are going to be some players that are given opportunities, and because of the fact that Tim Ream is not going to be there, and now with this injury, yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at other players that have been brought in. Chris Richards, you mentioned, who starts and doesn't start, is injured, isn't injured. So I think that there is an opportunity there for center backs. But I think unless something crazy happens, if the U.S. is playing in that game that they have to win, I think that Anthony Hudson is going to go with Walker Zimmerman and Robinson. And it's nice to have Robinson back, because that was a player that I think a lot of us recognized really changed the complexion of the team when he went down with that horrible Achilles injury.
Yeah, those two developed a great chemistry for most of the octagonal, which is why Robinson was going to start at the World Cup if he hadn't gotten injured. I thought Zimmerman looked very good in that friendly against Mexico. Aaron Long did not look good in that match, so he's way down my pecking order right now. I'm intrigued by McKenzie, what he's done in Belgium, so I think he deserves a look. And yeah, Chris Richards, another guy that's battled injuries, which cost him a place in the World Cup squad, and then this season just hasn't played enough. Whenever he plays, he looks all right, but just hasn't played enough games to really impress, so I'm not sure where he stands right now.
Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe by the end of this summer, some new names, whether it's at center back or anywhere else, emerge. And that's kind of what these things are for, is to say, hey, who's going to step up? Who's going to step up and take this opportunity? Again, 3 years until the World Cup. It's going to come like that, and you want to be there.
You like that clip? Well, my State of the Union podcast drops every week. Subscribe now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You like that clip? Well, my State of the Union podcast drops twice a week right here on my very own YouTube page. The only way to stay up to date is to hit that subscribe button down below. Size the day, and see you soon.